Hello. I don't know if anybody's gonna show up. Let's see, this is my first time. How do I share? What is this? Live chat? Oh, live chat. Hi, Isis. Awesome. This is my first live stream. Oh, I have music. So, how's everybody? I got 3 people. Okay, so I have a little incubus running in the background for l'ambiance. And, oh, hey, Gary. Awesome. Thanks for joining me. So yeah, first time live streaming. Let me know if the music, let me turn it down. And yeah, we can talk about whatever, but what I thought would be cool would be to review some stuff that I got at the Vatican when I was 17. So it was 17 years ago, July 2001. So it's 2 months before September 11th. You're missing your Kobo. Oh, I know. He's, so I was like going through boxes and to try to find my bag. So this is all of my like souvenirs from my Europe trip. And I think he thought I was looking for his cat carrier to like go travel somewhere. So he like ran away super scared. So I don't know where Sammy is. So I didn't like get super prepared because I wanted it to be a little bit more organic, you know. This was in Switzerland. This is at the top of the mountain there, and I hadn't got Pilatus. I think I remember there was a lot of dragon symbolism here. Aw, Gary, you're awesome. Miss you, man. Miss ya. Alright. What else we got in here? This is... Oh, this is the map of the Vatican. Okay, so it's a brochure, so you know, it starts off, welcome to the Vatican in Rome. And then there's this thingy. I don't know what that says. Oh, it's for the store. That's where I got the rosary. And then, okay, so this is the map of the Vatican. And see, you can kind of see the snake. I didn't know about this when I was there, obviously. But see, this is the head. You can see it better on like a Google Maps image. It really looks like a snake. And then this is its body. And here it's either eaten something or it's like pregnant. So snake symbolism at the Vatican. This is the coat of arms, I think. So this was, again, this was 2001. So probably a different matrix program for what it is now. And then the other side is a whole map of Rome and a taxi phone number. And then they give you some information about mosaic art in English and in Italian. Oops. So, look, I kept some. This isn't from the Vatican. I think this was from Germany, but I kept the mayonnaise because they have mayonnaise in like as a condiment, like ketchup, which I thought was cool. Okay, wait, oh, it's a Christmas store. Okay, St. Paul's Cathedral. The Pope, so when I was at the Vatican, so I was 17 and I was with a big group of, ooh, Kurz. This is in Switzerland. It's kind of like my last name. It's beautiful. This is like a medieval bridge that had like all these like fairy tales carved into the wood. Sorry, I'm like super tangential. Ammonium. Gotta be prepared. Well, anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna find the little card. So, I was with I just went with my best friend from high school because we were, you know, too cool for school. And, there was a bigger group from our high school that all went to like, it was like with the Spanish class, and we weren't in the Spanish class, and we were like, we want to go to Europe, but we want to like go, you know, by ourselves. We don't want to go with all our like loser people from our high school with our teachers. So, yeah. So we signed up for like with the same company that our school used, but it was like for the independent student group. So like homeschooled kids or just kids that wanted to go in a group but not with their school. So it was me and my best friend and then like a whole other big group of kids that all met up in New York City from across the United States. We all flew there and met up and then flew to Europe together. So the age range was 14 was the youngest, and then the oldest was 25. There was two brothers from, I think they were from Boston or New Jersey or something. They were like Jersey Shore kind of guys, but this was before Jersey Shore. But like one was 25, I think the other was 21. No, he wasn't 20, maybe he was like 23 and 21. And total troublemakers. And you know, I'd say the average age was like 17. So we were like right in the middle. Most of the kids were like 17, 18, 16. And there was like a couple chaperones that we didn't even know. So yeah, the brothers on the flight from New York, so this was right before September 11th, our parents walked us to the gate, like to the airplane, and waved at us like while we were getting on the airplane. And so these two brothers, they got caught smoking on the airplane flying across the Atlantic. We were like over Greenland, and they got caught smoking in the airplane bathroom, and they just got like a little like no. But they would have like nowadays they would have like landed the plane or something. And my luggage got lost when we landed in Germany, but it arrived the very next day. I thought that was so weird. They delivered it to my hotel. So I don't know. They probably went through my stuff. So at the Vatican, you have to wear a special outfit. Oh, people don't like my story. You have to wear a special outfit. You have to cover your hair and cover your shoulders. And you had to wear a dress that was knee length. And you know, we toured all of the art, and there's like all these rooms, and I didn't really know what I was looking at when I went, because I took an art history class after the fact in college. So I kind of wish I could go back, and because now I know what I'm looking at. But anyway, so I got these special rosaries. A rosary. See if it will. Will it do it? I can't read it. Anyways, this is Savali Art e Tradizione, Mosaics Gallery, 1898, Roma, South Pietro, St. Peter's. I got that, St. Peter's. So, anyways, it's a rosary, and I got it at the Vatican, and it's made from real roses. Like, I smell it instantly. It's made from crushed roses, probably little crushed babies too. You see they're actual roses, and the beads are made from roses. And then this is the crucifix with Christ hanging off of it. He's not even on a T shape. And then, oh, it says something. Oh, it has something on the, so there's, I think the coat of arms again, and then on the other side it says, Eulalubium. It's Iueilaeum. And then at the bottom it says AM 2000. It looks like kind of the Holy Grail cross with a swastika or a swirl in the middle. Anyways, so this is my Vatican rosary. So then at the it really smells fragrant. At the gift shop, they're like, oh, if you want, you can have your rosary, your gift, blessed by the Pope, and we'll deliver it to your hotel in the afternoon. And so, like, okay, yeah. And, you know, by the time we had gotten back to the hotel later in the day, I had a little package, and I had my gift, and there was a card in there, and it said, your gift has been blessed by Pope John Paul, I think it was John Paul II. So, yeah, I guess he, like, personally, like, blessed it, like, personally. It's so random, like, you know, there's just, like, they stick a card in there, you know, but, you know, they do a lot of weird, kind of obvious fake traditions. But I also, I wonder if I have the card. I know I have it. Oh, here it is. Ooh. So yeah, that's what the Christ is hanging off of it. Hi, Albert. Thanks for joining me. He looks pretty evil. Yeah, see, and then it looks like, it actually kind of looks like he signed it, but, I mean, he couldn't have. It says, Jean Paul's PP II. And it says, I invoke the Lord's blessing on my sons and daughters in Christ. And then it says, plurograph or something. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if they do these things anymore. But yeah, when I went to Europe, it was still all separated. They had just like started talking about the euro. So we still had to convert our currency with each country. Oh look, they also included this. I could order my own portrait of the Pope with like different sayings on it that I could hang up in my house for 50 lira. Could get Model A, so it'd been 35 bucks US dollars. I could have gotten this guy for my house. I think I passed. I didn't get it, but it's cool. Cool souvenir. But I think it's kind of cool to keep this stuff. I thought I had the St. Paul's. Oh, it's my plane ticket. I also took some pictures, and I have one of the cone. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? I have old school pictures. Old school pictures. Here's the Mona Lisa. I wonder if it's Mandela affected or not. The Louvre. The pyramid. Paris sucked. Okay, people don't like this. This is Versailles, the Hall of Mirrors. So, maybe this is a boring live stream. But I did take a picture of the cone in the Vatican. I remember thinking it was like really weird energy. It was really hot when I went because it was in July. Yeah. Super fun times on a Sunday. This is the gardens in Versailles. You know, Matt just started talking about Versailles today. I guess that's an, oh, they did not have the fountains on, by the way, when I was there. I remember they were broken. This is Versailles. It was super hard to walk on the ground. And I had sneakers on, but the cobblestones were all uneven. Sorry. Where is the room? It's not in this one. Can you guys even hear the music? Anybody? 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 I wonder if this records and then I can post it. Oh. Well. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, sorry. I didn't know I would be looking through pictures. I guess I'm not going to find the pine cone. Not today. Sorry. But maybe I'll find it later. I thought it was in the... But what else is going on? I'm burning frankincense. The people that know me know this story. I always like say the same stories, but yeah, I find it interesting that you know how like 9/11 is such a punctuation in all of our lives, just like how, I mean, it obviously is in our parents' lives as well, but growing up for them, it was like the JFK assassination and like Martin Luther King assassination and the moon and nuclear bomb scares. And for us, it was like Columbine and 9/11, and things changed dramatically after those events. Like, life changed, and like, I'm sure, you know, as most of you experienced after Columbine, which I think was 2010. So this would be before I went to Europe, but it didn't have anything to do with airplanes. But we couldn't, Water Bear, hi! I was watching you earlier this morning. You're awesome. So this is my first live stream, so sorry if it like super sucks. Namaste. So what was I talking about? Yeah, so Columbine, yeah, couldn't wear trench coats anymore, like I didn't, but there were a lot of like kind of gothic, you know, guys that were a little, it was kind of before video game guys existed, so it was kind of like the guys who were into the magic cards and in middle school going into high school that, you know, were searching, like maybe like listen to The Cure a lot, I don't know, but they wore long coats and they got just reamed by the administration, and people got super cracked down on what they, like, you couldn't wear like a black shirt anymore. And I remember we'd have all these bomb drills and we'd just go out to the field and just like fuck off, you know. It was awesome. A lot of times I would just go home eventually, because then I started to be able to drive when I was 16. Thank you so much. You're so cool. Oh yeah, that doesn't happen all the time, by the way. I sound like I drive around like a freak. I think that was interesting. I think. Gothic, yeah. Yeah, so, the other thing was September 11th, and, you know, everybody remembers the story. I was getting ready for school, and I turned on the TV, and the Pentagon was the first thing I saw, and it had, I remember seeing, like, a plane image, like, in the thing, in the Pentagon, and like there was smoke, but I don't know, I could have put that image in there, but it was like the first building had been hit, but they didn't have footage of it at that point. They just knew it had been hit, and I watched live as the second one hit. By that point I had woken up my mom, and she was freaking out. And then it was like, do I go to school? But so I went to school, and it was before they fell, I think. Yeah, because I was listening to Howard Stern as I drove to school, and anyways, so I had gone to Europe like 2 months before, and then 2 months after September 11th, I went to Washington, D.C. and North Carolina and Virginia to tour colleges because I really wanted to go to an Ivy. I wanted to go to Duke. I toured Georgetown, and I toured Washington and Lee, and I was thinking about William and Mary, but I didn't tour there. Yeah, Georgetown sucked. They were assholes. They were so mean to me. We ended up leaving the tour early, but we drove past, like, back then, the freeway took you right over the Pentagon, like, driving the overpass, and it was smoking and stuff, and there was, like, a big hole in it, but anyways, the experience getting on the plane was totally different. You know, 2 months before September 11th, where my parents are walking me to the gate. Like, we were late. We were running. Actually, my friend was late, and we were waiting at the gate, me and my parents, because we weren't sure if she was going to make it to get on the plane. But, like, my parents, like, waving, you know, from the window up to walking us on the plane, you know, because back then you could do that, to, you know, cut to after September 11th, 2 months later, and it actually was 1 month. It was in November. All of the security, they made me, so I was 17 still, they made me lift up my shirt, and they were feeling my breasts, and then they made me take my belt off and pull down my pants to my pubic hair at the gate, at the TSA, and in North Carolina, when we flew back, they did it at the gate again, and like some airplane man, like, was, because they were worried about the underwire, and I'm like, this is not cool. But in North Carolina, when we were flying back, we were on the plane and waiting to taxi out. Like, the plane had been boarded, and this woman, and my mom's afraid of flying already. She already has anxiety. There's this woman on the plane, starts freaking out, and she's like, she starts screaming. She's like, oh my God, there's something's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. And the back of the plane opens, and the SWAT team storms on the plane, like, in the middle of the aisle, like, picks up the woman and, like, removes her, and the plane closes up, and then we taxi out, and then we fly off. And my mom and I are, like, my mom was, like, freaking out. I remember it was, like, kind of just, it was all just surreal. Yeah, this was November 2001. So I didn't end up going to any of the schools over there. Yo, what up? What have you guys been saying? Sorry, I get like super distracted now, so if I read, try to say boat 3 times really fast. So that one. I swab my sneakers. Yeah. Oh, I always get my hands swabbed for explosives. Yeah. Oh, and when I just went recently with Sammy to my mom, just a few years ago, moved to North Carolina, and so I went to go visit her in April, and brought Sammy, my cat, with me. And he's an emotional support animal, so I was carrying him through the metal detector. And they still swabbed my hands while I'm holding my cat. And he's like clawing up, like, you know, and there's all these people and noises, but yeah, like, I was holding him, and they're like, one hand, and then I had to like switch. And they're like, don't touch him. I'm like, like, I have like an explosive kitty. But I think I'm like marked or something. They definitely swabbed me when I wore my college like sweatshirt. I think that always put a target when you look like you're college, because I think they think you're a drug mule or something. I don't know. It's just to treat us like cattle, like wear us down, you know, like demoralize us so that we conform and that we are scared. I don't know how long I'm gonna live stream. You can't see me loving nobody. What are you talking about, Water Bear? What are you guys talking about? Abu Dhabi, they had police with assault rifles at the airport trying to shoot me if I light a cigarette. Well, you're not supposed to light a cigarette in the airport. Sing. But when I was in Europe, I remember in Frankfurt, there were guys with AK-47s at the airport. And this was before. And I remember thinking that that was like really kind of freaky, because we weren't used to seeing people with guns out in the open like that. Now it's, you know, commonplace, because we live in military state. But oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm riding a bicycle. E.T. So da-na-na-na-na. No, it's Jurassic Park. They all sound the same. I don't know, what do you guys want to talk about? Big Bird? I like Snuffleupagus. I like Sesame Street a lot when I was growing up, and Reading Rainbow and Mr. Rogers. I watched a lot of TV, man. A lot of TV all my life. Pee-wee Herman's Playhouse. All the cartoons, Popples, My Little Pony, Gummy Bears, Rainbow Bright, lots of Rainbow. I had a Rainbow Bright lunchbox. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Tailspin, DuckTales, woohoo! You're going to the South Pole? Ah! Probably. There is no South Pole. E.T. phone home. That's what, you know what it means? It means the E.T. lives in your phone. That's what it means. It means the phone is the home for E.T. This is the alien, this thing. But we're friends. We're cool. You know, we're homies. We can get along. Whatever this ET is helping me talk to all you loving people. It's ET home phone now. No. ET home phone. Do you have a home phone? It like got super cold today. I'm confused. In reality, it's no ET. It's no ET phone home. You guys want to see my pictures? Look. Ooh. That one is, I think, Santa Cruz. And then this one is Oregon coast. And I have a lotus up there. And these are horses that love each other because they're sniffing each other's butts. It's true. That's what people who love each other do. They sniff each other's butts. See if I have any other cool stuff in here. Probably not anything that cool. Typical sign of affection. Yeah. Right? Well, that was like, what would you call it? Not a lot, because I think Klondike bars have a lot of nanoparticulates in them. So, I do like organic chocolate. I might do something for that. What was I talking about? Oh my god. Did anyone tell you he went to the North Pole? No? He, was planning to, and he got close in, I think northern England, but, you know, plans fall through, shit happens, people, you know, don't say, you know, people don't show up when they say they're gonna show up, and things happen. Yeah, organic dark chocolate. It's hard to find, well, yeah. You know, sometimes I cheat. I think a lot of times, like, if it's made with love, that like, surpasses maybe any nanobot ingredients. Because sometimes I go to this mom and pop Mexican little hole in the wall, and they're all like little Mexican ladies, and they're super cute, and I think they live above the restaurant, and they make all their tortillas by hand. They're all homemade, handmade tortillas. So I get like a cheesy bean burrito with guacamole. It's kind of weird. But it's super yummy. So it's probably not organic, but, you know, it's made with love. And I don't want to cook sometimes. Yo, I used to love these shots when I used to drink a lot. I mean, in college, I'd party a lot. And they were called Scooby Snacks. And they were, and I got them, they did them up in Chico State. Really, like, that's where I learned about them, because I would go to bars all over the place and I'd try to order a Scooby Snack, and they'd be like, what's a Scooby Snack? I don't know how many times I've taught, like, bartenders how to make drinks. Or, like, a buttery nipple. Nobody knows, what's a buttery nipple? Like, this is basic bartending right now. But a Scooby Snack it's like bright green. I think it's Midori and some cream and maybe like like another cream to banana or something. I don't know. But it's like a fruity, but it looks like slime, and they foam it. It's really yummy. I like tacos, burritos, and nachos. Did you get your queso, special queso this morning? You eat Mexican food? You eat queso and chips for breakfast? Is that a thing? It's 441 on my oven, my synchronicity clock. Yes, I did. Falling behind in the chat. Oh. That's awesome if you're falling behind, because that means I'm having a lot of people talk. Yay! I'm so popular. Do you remember that song? It's like, I'm a quarterback. I'm popular. Da-na-na-na. I'm popular. I think it was Nano Surf or it wasn't Nanobot. It was not a surf. That's what it was. Not a surf. It was one song that they had that was popular. Popular. What else? See, this makes me a blood expert. This is where I used to work. Pacific Hematology and Oncology Associates. 3 a.m. Australia. Why are you awake? Go to sleep. Actually, I wake up like that too and turn on my phone. But I only have it, I usually will only do that for like 20 minutes until I'm tired and go back to sleep again. Everybody should turn off their phone while they're sleeping. Have you ever heard that man? What? I dressed up as Harley Quinn for Halloween a couple years ago before my awakening. Can you hear my music? Can you hear it? Look, I've diluted my punch with okay. Thank you. With water. That's like a poor person trick because it makes it stretch. And you're getting more water. Awesome. So what else? Probably copyright strike you. No, not with me talking over it. They better not. I will karate chop. What did they copyright strike you on? Dude, like, there is some serious attacks happening. I don't even know. Like, did you guys ever think that you'd live in this kind of society? Like, I remember watching, like, oh, I remember what I wanted to show you. My Mandela books. You want to see some real-time Mandela effects? Not computer graphic generated? Real life examples. But like, you know, watching movies like post-apocalyptic movies from the 70s, like I used to watch those movies because my mom was like, you know, a nuclear war Holocaust buff, and like Soylent Green and all that, and like you never thought you'd grow up in like this military state. Like I have The Handmaid's Tale, The Handmaiden's Tale by Margaret Atwood. It's one of my favorite. Hi Remy. It's one of my favorite books, and they actually had like a made-for-TV movie with I think Natasha Henstridge. I think before she died on a ski slope. She played the lead in The Handmaid's Tale. So it was like in the 80s, and I remember the movie, I watched it many times, I've read the book many times, but I never thought I'd live in a society like it, you know, like where you can't say certain things. Like we are so policed now what we can say on YouTube, or what, like, oh, don't say, you know, don't type sub. Now we can't type sub anymore, like what? And all of these like trolls that are obviously, you know, they want to have the Jewish side or whatever. So, but it's like they're both coming and they're like, Jews are great, Jews are bad, Jews are great, Jews are bad. But it's just starting this, you know, it's obviously one person orchestrating it. Oh, that's awesome. I don't, is this being recorded right now or not? I don't know how I can record it. I don't know how this works. I'm going to get my books. Okay, I was just talking about this. So this is A Handmaid's Tale. See? I don't lie. I don't lie. I never lie. Very good book. Anyways. Also, A Clockwork Orange. I read this in high school. And thanks, if you guys don't know One-Eyed Jax, he is a YouTuber. He will open your eyes into Kubrick's language, the movie language, and Donnie Darko and stuff. I highly recommend looking at his stuff. Very good guy. Anyways, what were we, you know, Kubrick did A Clockwork Orange movie. And I've read this book in high school. I think I had this special glossary that I used while I read it, that because they use a different language. It's like a futuristic slang, and you have to, it takes a while to learn it to even understand the book, like to get through it, because it's like reading a different language. But like so many things in so many movies, when you're young, you don't really understand what you're reading or what you're looking at until way after the fact. Like there's so many layers, like Lord of the Flies and that sort of thing. But, you know, back then I didn't understand the movie at all, and I didn't think the movie fit with the book at all. I don't remember, like, I remember thinking they were totally different. But I just figured out what A Clockwork Orange is, and it was through watching One-Eyed Jack's stuff. But A Clockwork Orange is the sun, because it's an orange, it looks like an orange, and it moves like clockwork. It's just like, I like just got that yesterday. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know what A Clockwork Orange was, but that's what it is. And then here's a Mandela effect. Anne Rice's interview with the vampire. And I remember having this book and it saying A. I remember like looking at it on my shelf and there being an A there. Thank you. So yeah, interview with the vampire. I remember this book used to even, it said A, interview with a vampire, and I remember it's A, but it's changed on here. And then, like, yeah, the movie's really good. You know what's really good too, the movie I really like, is Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves. I like Keanu Reeves a lot. He was kind of my, what do you call it? The one person that you have like a past with. But now he's totally replaced. Like he's an alien. He's a robot. You can tell they put like super like fillers in, and their eyes get all squinty. Really down to earth guy. Ooh, Keanu Reeves. Not anymore. He's been replaced. Check out Rose Hannah. Her channel, she talks about the hidden language that celebrities talk about. And Keanu Reeves had this whole exchange recently with Jimmy Fallon. Keanu was really cool, but then he made that statement about people eating babies, and I think he was replaced. I think a lot of the celebrities have gone to underground bunkers or something. I don't know, but they're not the same anymore. They've been either possessed, like an entity has entered them now and taken them over, or they're androids or something is filling in for them. I don't know. Same with like Chris Pratt. He's totally different. I have a story about Chris Pratt. So I dated a guy that worked at Apple, and this is like gonna give him away, but he went to Brigham Young, like graduate, and at the same time that Chris Pratt was there. And so he would brag to me, this guy that I dated, he had bragged to me that he was on and off with his girlfriend, and the girlfriend would go back to her other boyfriend, who was Chris Pratt. And so she would go back and forth between Chris Pratt and, you know, this guy I was dating, and he would like brag to me about it, like, you know, he was, I guess, like, you know, fucking Chris Pratt by proxy or something. Like, you're like, ooh. Stupid shit. Okay. Tales of Aphrodite. If you guys have saw when Hermes visited me, I went through this book on his live stream. So if you missed it, I will show you. So this is a super old storybook, and it's interesting because it's 55 favorite stories adapted from Walt Disney films. So there's stories adapted from films. Anyways, my dad got me this when he returned from like some trip, and he came back with a present, and it was this. And so it was like a bedtime storybook, but here is Snow White. It has beautiful illustrations. And of course, this is the mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Even with a picture. What is that? Maleficent, right? No. Is it Maleficent? No, that's Sleeping Beauty. So yeah, it's just the evil queen. But it says right here. See, it says, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? No, it says, who's the fairest of us all? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of us all? But now the Mandela effect says it never said that. It said, magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of us all? So that's, my book keeps with my memory that it's mirror, mirror on the wall. Interesting, it's 320 page for your 32. Oh yeah, 32! Yeah, that's what I remember. That's what the book was called. Right? Yeah. I watched, you know, on the internet when you search stuff. Now you can't even find any happy birthday. Now you like can't find any reliable information. It's all like it's all wrong. What was I searching the other day? What was I searching? The god of, oh, I wanted to know, between Enyu, Enlil, and Enki, which one was the water god, because I couldn't remember which one. So I Googled it, and now it, you know, it brings up, like, other questions that are related to this question. And like it has like little drop downs, and one of them is like, what is the goddess of water? It says, who's the goddess of water? And it had the answer, and it's like, Aphrodite is the goddess of water, and she's a consort of Poseidon, and she lives under the sea with all the sea creatures. And it's like, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. Like actually that's like all wrong. So anybody that's trying to like learn something right now and is using Google as a mode of like finding things out and not as a mode of like confirming or comparing information, they're just going to learn like totally misleading information. But I guess that's what we all have been learning, right? It's freaking ridiculous. And so Matrix, you can change, create Mandela if they want the ghost. Right. But when did it start happening? like, yeah, it's a mess. I know, right? It does feel like there was certain punctuations, and definitely the reboots are happening more frequently and are getting shittier and shittier, right? Like, it's like the copy of the copy of the copy. And yeah, watch Defango, hell no. Support for vigil for Julian Assange, like, for reals. We're like, that whole thing is so stupid. I even started commenting, it was the last time they held a vigil for Julian Assange, like a couple weeks ago, maybe it was 3 weeks ago. And I went on Defango's channel. I'm like, why does anybody even care about this? Because what are they doing? They're protecting Julian Assange from getting questioning. Like, why does he need to be specially protected from even getting questioned? He has all these special privileges, and we're supposed to rally around him, and he's supposed to get, like, country protection, and so he doesn't get questioned. Does anybody have that protection from not getting questioned if they're charged with a crime? I mean, the whole system is screwed up anyways, but, yeah, I just, like, said that on the live chat at Defango, and they immediately blocked me and shadow banned me. So much for asking questions. But, yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, the Mandela effect. Yeah, it keeps getting crappier uploads, but I know, it definitely feels like 2012, something happened at the end of that, and then maybe 2001? I don't know. Yeah. For me, I started waking up. I had, like, I think an initial start to wake up, and then I suppressed it. So I had one 2016, but I suppressed it, and then it bubbled up, and I had my major one the beginning of summer 2017. Sorry, big shit for money. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, 2012 was like a huge year. Lots of stuff happened. My brother actually died on the last moments of 2012. He waited for the ball to drop because we brought him home on hospice. My brother had muscular dystrophy, Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and we brought him home on hospice 2012, and it was New Year's, and everybody had gone to sleep, and I was staying up and watching the ball drop, you know, like Dick Clark's, like Ryan Seacrest or whatever. And I went to go, the ball was dropping, and I went to go check on him, and he had died. So, like, and that's kind of supposed to be when the firmament is penetrable. Like between some people say New Year's, some people say like the day after Christmas or Christmas, but Kubrick was saying New Year's because in The Shining, the big party, you know, where Jack Nicholson, you know, the pictures in the hallway in the hotel. If you haven't watched The Shining, you need to, because that's like basic education. Go watch that now. But you know, in the hotel hallway, Aluna Ash, yeah. Well, let me finish this thought. In the hotel hallway, you know, the hotel in The Shining, there's that big party scene that they zoom in on, and it's New Year's, and it used to be like the guy that killed his family, and then Jack Nicholson gets put into the picture. Oh, I just saw something recently too. Sunglasses. Sunglasses. Beware of sunglasses. Sunglasses were originally made from celluloid film, and they're made just for movie stars. It's like has to do with summoning demons, I think. Cause cancel. Yeah, they do. So does sunscreen. Okay, oh yeah, oops. Aluna ash, yeah. Well, I'm not about, yeah. Dude, that's why I'm like trying to get a camper and head on out. Come on with me. Let's like caravan, and then we can start like putting spikes on the sides like Mad Max style. You know, with like the like little shrapnels. That'd be really awesome. Yeah, Aluna Ash. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm pretty, like, I speak my mind, but I try to do it gracefully. And I have commented about Aluna here and there. I used to, like, watch Aluna. I used to watch everything Aluna did, or, you know, listen, because a lot of her thing is just audio. But I listen so much that she tells you exactly what she's doing, and people want to hear what they want to hear. So, I mean, she has told you that she's channeling this Arcturian Centauri programmer who's made the Matrix, and we're in this program. It's all orchestrated. It's all been orchestrated. And, you know, everything's planned out. It's like program. She talks about how she programs herself. She actually uses the term program, and that these are programs. And so she's just like a matrix programmer, and she's just channeling how we need to behave, and we need to follow this twin flame program, or we need to follow, you know, we just have to wait for this wave to come. Oh, the energies are coming. Oh yeah, I feel it. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm purging. Oh wait. Oh, there's an energy wave. Oh, I feel it. Okay. Oh, there's going to be some energy coming up. Okay. Oh, you know, it's just a stupid roller coaster to keep us distracted. But you know, if you find solace in it, awesome. But for me, it just seems like it's a carrot that's like continually dangled in front to, and ultimately it makes you feel pretty powerless, I think. I don't think she's an oracle. I think she's channeling. I mean, she's a channeler, but what is she channeling? Anybody that's channeling anything, anybody that's channeling, you don't know. I mean, I believe what they're saying, that they are channeling something. I'm not thinking that they're making it all up. I do think that something is entering them and speaking through them. But that thing can lie. That thing can say, hey, I'm Jesus, but they're really not Jesus. Or they can say, hey, I'm here to help you. And they do these things that will help, but there's an ulterior motive that really helps them more than it helps you. Right? So it was just a puppet. Puppet. Yeah, so it seems like, you know, some other YouTubers are distancing themselves from Aluna, and yeah, I don't anybody that's taking channel information, I listen to what it has to say, but I pretty much know that the spirit has an ulterior motive, and there's nobody here that's here to help us. They have their own agendas, and then ultimately they want to serve themselves. But you can, I mean, I think it's getting easier to tell the genuineness of intention and when like what somebody speaks doesn't match what they're saying inside. I don't know. Disconnect from source. Definitely. Yeah, anytime you're looking outside of yourself, and if you're asking for an experience, like if you're like, please give me something, like show me a sign, you're gonna get a sign. Somebody will answer you, whether that's a benevolent being, whether that being has your back, whether that being, you know, that being can give you tingles, that being, if you ask for it, you're inviting whatever to come into you. So if you're asking outside of yourself, you're gonna get a response. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't, you know, it's an experience, but if you ask for it, you're gonna get it. But I don't think anything that you get outside of yourself is going to be more powerful than what you have, because they want you, right? So I've had my own experiences. I've never asked outside of I mean, I've never been one to it doesn't feel natural to me, and but I have had my own, I don't know if they're Kundalini experiences, but where I'm transported to another dimension. Like I've time traveled and stuff, and I have deja vu a lot. And even before my awakening, like I think I've had these all my life, but like 2016, I'd have a lot of spells where I'd feel like gravity, I'd have a sudden G-force on me and like push me to the ground, and it's like ugh, like pushing me down, where I not faint, but fall to the ground almost and feel like I can't. It's almost like a magnetic force. Yeah, but come here. Come here, Sasa. Come here. We have a visitor, maybe. Come here, Senna. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, see, now that I want him, he won't. He is the beast. He is the beast. Oh. It's a kittle bear. Well, considering this is like over an hour, I don't even know if it gets recorded. Alright, well, I'm going to stop it now. Thanks so much for joining me. I don't think it gets recorded. I don't know how to do that. Share? How do I share? Copy link? Okay, obviously. Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, this is the first time I've done a live stream, so I don't know. It is what it is. Thanks so much for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye.